You know what I'm saying? I've always said Maul was the reason I was Maul was the reason I watched the show. And Rory was the guy that was the analytical guy who would break it all down. But Maul was the one that was the most genuine. I always said that. He was the guy that had the morals. You know, Rory, I don't think has morals. I think Rory is kind of like the entitled, spoiled child who throws tantrums at times and would do things that cross the lines of friendship. Do I see Rory and Maul falling out? Absolutely. At one point, Rory and Maul will butt heads. It's gonna happen. Because Rory seems the type who would argue over should the show be called Maul and Rory or Rory and Maul. He seems like the type that would have that argument. Or say it's cool, but harbor the shit for 25 years. That seems like Rory. Now, it seems like there's some type of witch hunt on Trey Songz. Okay? Now, he might have some information that we don't know. Or this could be another Cosby type case or situation. We saw him be harassed, Trey Songz, that is, him being harassed for a, what, $500 groping charge or something. It is totally was like ridiculous, but you see, Rory is claiming that surviving Trey Songz will be worse than the R. Kelly situation. That's how bad Trey Songz is, according to Rory. Now, here's the problem with that. When people were speaking about R. Kelly had already had accusers out. They had already had situations where there were settlements. The girls were public. And things were done. There was a trial that took place where he was found not guilty in a certain trial in one situation. So that was already documented on Kells before many moons later, they come with this remix to lock him up. Right? Now, let's get to this. Here's where I have a problem with what was just said by Rory. Because it's dangerous. When you come out and say these things about Trey Songz and make these kind of statements when the man hasn't been charged, a man hasn't been incarcerated, anything of this nature, the girl who he might be talking about hadn't even come forward yet. And for you to go on a syndicated podcast show around the globe and to put that out on a black man who's definitely a target. No one's targeting Rory, okay? Rory's just Rory. You're a podcaster. No one's looking for you. He's an entertainer. Black athletes and entertainers are targeted. Now, unless you know personally, and this girl, whatever, don't mind you going public with your situation, then okay. But other than that, I don't see how you feel comfortable to come forward and say that about someone without you saying you know personally these women. But if these women have not come forward with any case or hadn't put one out, why would you go and put that in the air before they did? When I spoke on the girl that lived on my block that got money from R. Kelly, it was one of the first cases he ever settled. She lived on my block. That case was resolved, happened 25 years ago before we ever made a video. Do you understand the difference? There was settlements, money, whatever. It was all said and done for like 25 years. So before this other stuff started happening, this remix, we already knew about Kel's situation, but wasn't making videos on it. Right? Then you go and do what? What you go and do? You're saying it's going to be worse than R. Kelly. You are doing more damage than good. Because what you're doing is painting a narrative based off not the evidence or facts. You're already painting a narrative and comparing him to another man in his case and charges he got without even knowing the situation all the way. There hasn't even been any charges. So let whatever they're trying to do happen first before you start speaking, because you're doing damage to this man's character, period. You're damaging his character so that if it ever was a case, Rory, you have already set the stage of R. Kelly and Trey. You know, like you putting that in the juror's mind. If they gotta go to court, your video and your podcast has probably been watched by people that's going to be the jurors. So in their mind, this man's already guilty of something. They don't even know what he's guilty of being charged of. And as a white guy, Rory, in a black industry, because you're talking mostly hip hop. So you're in a predominantly 80 to 90% African American industry. And commenting on this and reporting and making your money off of this industry, you should be a little bit more careful when you are delivering information that could be dangerous and could have a hindering effect to that man's career. That's what I'm saying, Rory. See, and this is the reason why. Like, he recently came out and said, like, I was a freestyling in my head when I was sitting there on the podcast with Joe. I was so mad at him. I was freestyling a song in my head, dissing him. If you ain't got the courage to say the diss records right in front of his face, what's making it in your head for? Why you coming to work? If you don't like coming to work or you don't like the person you with. See, you kind of a shifty dude, and you got kind of like an emotional problem or something. Seems like you have some emotional issues. Now, whatever academics and you got going on with your girlfriend and all that crazy, that's between y'all. I don't care about all that. I know what that person is. That person is just a troll and a degenerative type of human being that wants to tear things down to make himself look big, and they want to promote him because he promotes the negative and the worst of us. So if anything that makes us look bad, they want academics to be the face of it. They don't mind him because he kisses up to everybody. So that's right up their alley. I never understood why Rory would take that kind of approach. That is very shocking to me. Very surprising. I sat back and I watched the show and I saw Maul's take. Maul's reluctant to speak because Maul knows, hey, I'll just tell you, hey, we probably done heard something like this and this. So that's how they, went forward with, like just moving towards everything. They never really had a real problem, you know? So Maul just wanted to make sure he was on the, how they say, be on the side of caution. He was more reluctant to engage into tearing down Trey Songz, and based on allegations he's never heard yet. It's like, well, we heard there's a lot of women. Well, we heard what about a lot of women? And it's just like when you do this and you make these YouTube videos, you got to be a little bit more responsible because you can definitely, affect people's lives. Let's say you get your wish, your video goes viral, but none of your information is correct. And you did something just to go viral. You could be causing this man a whole lot of harm to his career. You can cause him harm to everything that he's doing, So you just want to be more careful. Well, a lot of people in the game don't believe that, everybody thinks they're untouchable, in other words. You ask anybody anything, they'll tell you they're untouchable. They got money, they feel invincible. It's just the nature of life, man. I've seen it 1,000,001 times. People don't care. It's just the way it is. Um, I never saw all the rest of those guys who kept talking about all the other nonsense. My thing is, why is it so important to Rory? Why did Rory feel he needed to say something? Now, did your girlfriend say something to you, Rory, and make you go on your podcast and say it, or you just want to be the first one without thinking about the ramifications? Definitely. Shout out to Welcome to HD TV. HD with the two eyes and TV. Don't forget to follow his page. Yes, follow this page, subscribe, hit the like button, the whole nine. Yeah, on the Patreon, we cover a lot of things. We be a little bit more responsible for the actions that we go through because there's a lot of stuff over there that's not going to come over here. Like we explain the whole ASAP Rocky arrest situation that's on the Patreon. I didn't make a video on it. You know, it is what it is. Now, a lot of people were picked up and let go in situations like there are a lot of women that sue to try to get money. They will sue. Like I told you, it wasn't a joke. When this girl was like in the middle of our episode, she's like, choke me. Grab my hand and put it on her neck, wanting me to choke her while I'm hitting it. And I'm like, nah. I ain't going because I get it. I get where this is going to go or this could go. It'd be, I choked her and this and that. And, no one knows how much money a person got. But in their mind, I'm doing better than them. So I'm rich. That's how they view it. So they come with all this nonsense. And from that point on, everything just goes left. Well, you get 16 people and put them in the same predicament as everybody else. Right? And they all African American. I've seen Justin Bieber go through this. Personally seen it. A girl who he never been with at all. Never seen him. She showed up in a crowd at a hotel he was staying at. Never ever talking about, he texted me, he wanted me here, he said he wants me to come inside. He called me right now, look at my phone, look at the message. He wants me up there, please, let me up. I'm like, this chick is out her damn mind. Y'all see this? This is crazy. I never thought it would be that insane. Like they would convince themselves. They would say anything just to get inside, to go up there. And was like, I would do anything, anything. I'd be like, it's crazy. Everybody else be like, all right, cool. You do this to me, you go in there, the bouncers and security. But I'll be like, dude, these are like kids. Are you insane? You asking for a case? But I've seen these cases happen with Bieber and they get thrown out of court. They don't even make it. I've seen girls jump out of vehicles while the car is moving and try to say, he hit me. And we've seen these. I'm not trying to make it look like every woman that come forward is lying. Okay? Because really, a lot of people have the wrong people. A lot of people accuse guys and it be the wrong person. I've seen that happen. It might have been that dude that played in Superfly, the one that just got convicted and doing 100 years. What's his name? Kalan. It might be him. And y'all be telling me, she probably thought it was Trey Songz. I was with Trey Songz. That's not him. But I don't know Trey Songz. So therefore, I don't know what he could do. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if he's guilty, innocent, or what. We have no charges. So all I can say to anybody on the world and on the planet is this. Stay diligent, wait for something to happen before people start assuming and talking about something's gonna happen. And Rory, you were past the line, bro. Way past the line. It's your boy Carcino. I'm out. Y'all have a great day. Let's kick the day off right. We got the Tyson Fury fight finna come on today. He claimed it's his last fight. I doubt that. But that's what he's claiming, so we're going to check that out. My Cash App is Carcino. Y'all see the banner. And hopefully I'll see y'all on the Patreon today. I'm going to do a live stream over there. So definitely, you don't want to miss that. All right. 1.